Namaste. Today I'm going to read Book 11, Chapter 16 on the description of Sandhya Upasana in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Om Vakratu Namaha. Yom Tatsat. Narayana said, now I am speaking of the very holy Sandhyopasana, method of Sandhya, worship of Gayatri, the presiding deity of the morning, midday and evening, and of the twice born. Listen, the greatness of using Bhasma has been described in detail. No further need be stated on the subject. I shall talk first of all of the morning Sandhya. The morning Sandhya is to be done early in the morning while the stars are visible. When the sun is in the meridian, the midday Sandhya is to be performed. When the sun is in the meridian, the midday Sandhya is to be performed, and while the sun is visibly going down, the evening Sandhya is to be recited over. Now again, the distinctions are made in the above three Sandhyas. The morning Sandhya, with stars seen, is the best, with stars disappeared, middling, and with the sun risen above the horizon, inferior. So the evening Sandhya again is of three kinds: best, middling, and inferior. When the sun is visibly disappearing, the evening Sandhya is the best. When the sun has gone down the horizon, in the middling, and when the stars are visible, it is inferior. The Brahmanas are the root of the tree, the Sandhya Vandanam, the Vedas are the branches, the religious actions are the leaves. Therefore, its root should be carefully preserved. If the root be cut, no branches or leaves of the tree will remain. That Brahmana who knows not his Sandhya, or who does not perform the Sandhyas, is a living Sudra. That Brahmana after his death verily becomes a dog. Therefore, the Sandhyas must be observed every day. Otherwise, no right comes at all to do any action. At the sunrise and the sunset, the time for Sandhya is 2 dhandas, 48 minutes, and if Sandhya be not done, or rather neglected in the interval, the Prayaschita penance is to be paid duly, performed duly. If the proper time for Sandhya expires, one more offering of Arghya is to be made in addition to the 3 Arghyas daily made, or the Gayatri is to be repeated 108 times before the Sandhya is commenced. In whichever time any action ought to be done, worship first of all the Sandhya Devi, the presiding deity of that time, and do the actions proper to that time afterwards. The Sandhya performed in dwelling houses is ordinary. The Sandhya done in enclosures of cows is middling, and on the banks of the rivers is good, and the Sandhya performed before the Devi's temple or the Devi seat is very excellent. The Sandhyopasana ought to be done before the Devi, because that is the worship of the very Devi. The three Sandhyas done before the Devi give infinitely excellent fruits. There is no other work of the Brahmanas better than this Sandhya. One can rather avoid worshipping Shiva or Vishnu, because that is not daily done as obligatory. But the Sandhyopasana ought to be done daily. The Gayatri of the great Devi is the essence of all the mantras in the Vedas. In the Veda Sastras, the worship of Gayatri is most definitely pronounced. Brahma and the other Devas meditate on the Sandhya times on this Devi Gayatri and make a japam of that. The Vedas always make japams of her. For this reason, the Gayatri has been mentioned as the object of worship by the Vedas. The Brahmanas are called Saktas inasmuch as they worship the primal Shakti force, Gayatri, the mother of the Vedas. They are not Shaivas or Vaishnavas. Firstly, make the ordinary Achman 3 times, and while inhaling, drink a little of the water of Achman, repeating Om Keshavaya Namah, Om Narayanaya Namah, Om Keshavaya Namah Swaha, Om Narayanaya Swaha, Om Mahadavaya Swaha. Then wash your 2 hands, repeating Om Govindaya Namah, Om Vishnave Namah. Then by the root of the thumb, rub the lips, repeating Om Madhusudanaya Namah, Om Trivikramaya Namah. So rub the mouth, repeating Om Vamamaya Namah, Om Sridharaya Namah. Then sprinkle water on the left hand, saying Om Hrishikeshaya Namah. Sprinkle water on the leg, saying Om Padmanabhaya Namah. Sprinkle water on the head, saying Om Damodharaya Namah. Touch the mouth with the 3 fingers of the right hand, saying Om Shankar Sanaya Namah. Touch the nostrils with the thumb and forefinger, saying Om Vasudevaya Namah, Om Pradyumnaya Namah. Touch the eyes with the thumb and ring finger, saying Om Anirudaya Namah, Om Purusottamaya Namah. Touch the ears with the thumb and ring finger, saying Om Adyok Sajaya Namah, Om Narasimhaya Namah. Touch the navel with the thumb and little finger, saying Om Achyutaya Namah. Touch the breast with the palm, saying Om Janardhanaya Namah. Touch the head, saying Om Opindraya Namah. Touch the roots of the 2 arms, saying Om Haraye Namah, Om Krishnaye Namah. While sipping the Achman water on the right hand, touch the right hand with your left hand, otherwise the water does not become pure. While doing Achman, make the palm and the fingers all united and close. All the form of a Gokarna, the ear of a cow, and spreading the thumb and the little finger, drink the water of the measure of a pea. If a greater or less quantity be sipped, then that would almost be drinking liquor. Then, thinking of the pranava, make the pranayama and repeat mentally the Gayatri with her head and the Turiya Pada, i.e. Apa Jyotir Raso Mitram Brahma Bhurbhava Swarom. Inhale the air by the left nostril, Purak. Close both the nostrils, Kumbhak, and exhale the air by the right nostril, Richak. Thus, pranayama is effected. While doing Purak, Kumbhak, and Richak, repeat the Gayatri every time. Hold the right nostril with the right thumb and hold the left nostril with the ring finger and little finger. I don't use forefinger and middle finger. The yogis who have controlled their minds say that pranayama is effected by the 3 processes, Puraka, Kumbhaka, and Rechaka. The external air is inhaled in Puraka, air is not exhaled nor inhaled, it is retained inside in Kumbhaka, and air is exhaled in Rechaka. While doing Puraka, meditate on the navel, the 4-armed high-souled Vishnu of the blue color, Shyama, like the blue lotus. While doing Kumbhaka, meditate in the heart lotus, the 4-faced grandsire Brahma, Prajapati, the Creator seated on the lotus, and while doing Rechaka, meditate on the forehead, on the white sin-destroying Shankara, pure as crystal. In Puraka, the union with Vishnu is obtained. In Kumbhaka, the knowledge of Brahma is attained. And in Rechaka, the highest position of Ishvara, Shiva, is attained. This is the method of Archman according to the Puranas. Now I am speaking of the all sin-destroying Vedic Archman. Listen. Reciting the Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhur-Bhuva, sip a little water. This is the Vedic Archman after repeating the 7 great Vyaritis. Om Bhu, Om Bhuva, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Satyam. Repeat Gayatri and the head of the Gayatri, Apo Jyotir, Raso Mirtyam Brahma, Bhur-Bhuva Swarom, and practice Pranayama 3 times. Hereby all sins are destroyed and all virtue spring. Now another sort of pranayama mudra is described. The vanaprasthis and grihastas would do pranayama with 5 fingers, holding the tip of the nose. The brahmacharis and yatis would do pranayama with thumb, little finger and ring finger, avoiding middle and fore. Now I am speaking of the Agamasana, Marjana mantra. Listen, the mantra of this Marjana is Apohista, Mayobhuva, etc. There are 3 mantras in this. There are 3 padas in every mantra, prefix Om to every pada. Thus 9 times Om is to be prefixed. At the end of every pada, sprinkle water on the head with the sacrificial thread and the kusa grass. Or at the end of every mantra, do so by the above marjana. Cleaning, the sins of 100 years are instantly destroyed. Then making Archman, take a sip of water to rinse the mouth before worship. Repeat the 3 mantras Om Suryaschama Mayuscha, etc. By this act, the mental sins are destroyed, as Marjana is done with Pranava, Vyarhitis and Gayatri. So make Marjana by the 3 mantras, Apohista, etc. Make your right palm of the shape of a cow's ear. Take water in it and carry it before your nose and think thus, there is a terrible sinful person in my left abdomen. His color is dark black and he is horrible looking. Recite then the mantras Om Ritam Cha Satyam Cha Bhidyat Dhyat, etc. and Drupada Diva Mumuchana, etc. and bring that sinful person through your right nostril to the water in the palm. Don't look at that water, throw it away on a bit of stone to your left and think that you are now sinless. Next, rising from the seat, keep your 2 feet horizontal and with the fingers, save forefinger and thumb, take a palmful of water and with your face towards the sun, recite the Gayatri 3 times and offer water to the sun 3 times. Thus, O Muni, the method of offering argyas has been mentioned to you. Then circumambulate, repeating the Surya mantra. The one thing to be noted in offering argyas is this: once offered in the midday and 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening. While offering the argya in the morning, bend yourself a little low. In offering the argya in the midday, stand up, and while offering the argya in the evening, it can be done while sitting. Now I will tell you why the argya is offered to the sun. Here, 30 koti rakshasas known as the Mandihas always roam on the path of the sun, the mental sun also. They are great heroes treacherous and ferocious. They always try to devour the sun. While they assume terrible forms, for this reason the Devas and the Rishis combined offer the water with their folded hands to the sun. While they perform the great Sandhya Upasana, the water thus offered becomes transformed into the thunderbolt and burns the heads of the cruel demons and throws them on the island Mandi Haruna. Therefore, the Brahmanas daily do their Sandhyopasana. Infinite merits accrue from this Sandhya Upasana. O Narada, now I am speaking to you of the mantras pertaining to the Arghya. No sooner they are pronounced, the full effects of performing the Sandhyas are obtained. I am the sun, I am that light. I am that Atman self, I am Shiva, I am the light of Atman, I am clear and transparently white, I am of the nature of all energy, and I am of the nature of rasa, the sweetness, all the sweet sentiments. O Devi, O Gayatri, O thou who art of the nature of Brahma, let thee come and preside in my heart to grant me success in this japa karma. O Devi, O Gayatri, entering into my heart, go out again with this water. But thou wouldst have to come again. Sit thus on a pure seat, and with a single intent repeat the Gayatri, the mother of the Vedas. O Muni, in this Sandhya Upasana, the Kechari Mudra ought to be done after practicing the Pranayama. Hear now the meaning of the Kechari Mudra. When the soul of a being leaves the objects of senses, it roams in the Akasha, i.e., it becomes aimless when the tongue also goes to the Akasa and roams there. And then the sight is fixed between the eyebrows. This is called the Kechari Mudra. There is no asana seat equal to Siddhasad asana, and there is no Vayu air equal to the Kumbhaka Vaya, suspension of air in the body. O Narada, there is no mudra equal to the Kechari Mudra. One is to pronounce pranava in pluta, protracted, accents like the sound of a bell, and suspending his breath. Sit quiet, motionless in sthirasana without any ahamkara, egoism. O Narada, I am now talking of siddhasana and its characteristic qualities. Here, keep one heel below the root of the genital and the other heel below the scrotum. Keep the whole body and breast straight and motionless. Withdraw the senses from their objects and look at the point, the pituitary body between the eyebrows. This posture is called the Siddhasana and is pleasant to the yogis. After taking their seat, invoke the Gayatri. O Mother of the Vedas, O Gayatri, thou art the Devi granting boons to the Bhaktas. Thou art of the nature of Brahma. Be gracious unto me. O Devi, whoever worships thee in the day gets his day sins destroyed, and in the night sins destroyed. O thou who art all the letters of the alphabet, O Devi, O Sandhe, O thou who art of the nature of Vidya, O Saraswati, O Ajhai, O thou immortal, free from disease and decay, O Mother who art all the Devas, bow down to thee. Invoke the Devi again by the mantra, O Josi, etc. And then pray, O Mother, let my japam and other acts in thy worship be fulfilled with success by thy grace. Next, for the freedom of the curse of Gayatri, do the things properly. Brahma gave a curse to Gayatri. Vishwamitra gave a curse to her, and Vashishta also cursed her. These are the three curses. They are removed in due order by recollecting Brahma, Vishwamitra, and Vashishta before doing Nyasya. One ought to collect oneself and remember the higher self. Think in the lotus of the heart that Purusa, person who is truth, who is all this universe, who is the highest self, and who is all knowledge, and who cannot be comprehended by words. Now I am speaking of the Amganayasa, of Sandhya. Here, first utter Om and then utter the mantra. Touch the two legs saying Om Bhu Parabhyam Nama. Touch the knees saying Om Bhuva Jhanu Bhayam Nama. Touch the hips saying Om Swa Katibhyam Nama. Touch the navel saying Om Maharna Bhyai Nama. Touch the heart saying Om Jnana Hridaya Nama. Touch the throat saying Om Tapa Kantaya Nama. Touch the forehead saying Om Satyam Lalataya Nama. Thus perform the Vyarhiti Nyasya. Next perform the Karam Ganayasa thus. Om Tat Savitur Ram Gusta Bhyam Nama. Referring to the thumb. Om Varenyam Tan Tarjani Bhyam Nama. Referring to the forefinger. Om Bhargo Devasya Madhyama Bhyam Nama. Referring to the middle finger. Om Dhimahi Anamika Bhyam Nama. Referring to the ring finger. Om Dhyo Yona Kanistya Bhyam Nama. Referring to the little finger. Om Prachodayat Karatal Pratistha Bhyam Nama. Referring to the upper part and lower part of the palm and all over the body. Now, I am speaking of the Amganyasa. Here, Om Tat Savitur Brahma Tvani Hridayaya Nama. Referring to the heart. Om Varenyam Visnva Tamani Sirse Nama. Referring to the head. Om Bhargo Devasya Rudratmani Sikhaye Nama. Referring to the crown of the head. Om Dhimahi Sakyat Mani Kavachaya Nama. Referring to the Kavacha. Om Dhyoyona Kalatmani Nitrat Rayaya Nama. Referring to the eyes. Om Prachodayat Sarvatmani Astraya Nama. Referring to the astra or armor protecting the body. Now I am speaking of the Varnanyasa. O great Muni, here. This Varnanyasa is performed by the letters of the Gayatri Mantra. If anybody does this, he becomes freed of sins. Om Tat Nama, on the two toes, touching them. Om Sa Nama, on the two heels, touching them. Om Vi Nama, on the legs. Om Tu Nama, on the two knees. Om Va Nama, on the two thighs. Om Re Nama, on the anus. Om Ni Nama, on the generative organ. Om Ya Nama, on the hip. Om Bha Nama, on the navel. Om Rago Nama, on the heart. Om Di Nama, on the breast. Om Va Nama, on the heart. Om Sya Nama, on the throat. Om Di Nama, on the mouth. Om Ma Nama, on the palate. Om Hi Nama, on the tip of the nose. Om Di Nama, on the two eyes. Om Yo Nama, on the space between the eyebrows. Om Yo Nama, on the forehead. Om Na Nama, to the east. Om Pranama, to the south. Om Cho Nama, on the west. Om Da Nama, on the north. Om Ya Nama, on the head. Om Ta Nama, on the whole body from the head to foot. Some japakas, those who do the japam, do not approve of the above nyasya. Thus the nyasya is to be done. Then meditate on the Gayatri or the World Mother. The beauty of the body of the Gayatri Devi is like that of the full-blown Java flower. She is seated on the big red lotus on the back of the Hamsa, flamingo. She is holding the red colored garland on her neck and anointed with red colored unguent. She has 4 faces. Every face has 2 eyes. On her 4 hands are the wreath of flowers and a sacrificial ladle, a bead, and a kamandalu. She is blazing with all sorts of ornaments. From the Devi Gayatri has originated first the Rig Veda. Brahma worships the Virgin Gayatri on the idea of Sri Parameshwari Gayatri has 4 feet. The Rig Veda is 1, the Yajur Veda is the 2nd, the Sama Veda is the 3rd, and the Atharva Veda is the 4th foot. The Gayatri has 8 bellies. The east side is the 1, the south is the 2nd, the west is the 3rd, the north is the 4th, the zenith is the 5th, the nadir is the 6th, the intermediate space is the 7th, and all the corners are the 8 belly. Gayatri has 7 siras, heads. Vyakar Ranam Grama is 1. Siksa is the 2nd, the Amga of the Veda, that Amga of the Veda, the science which teaches the proper pronunciation of words and laws of euphony. Kalpa is the 3rd, the Vidanga which lays down the ritual and prescribes rules for ceremonial and sacrificial acts. Nirukta is the 4th, the Vidanga that contains glossarial explanation of obscure words, especially those occurring in the Vedas. Jyotirsh, or astronomy, is the 5th. Itihasa, history, and Puranas is the 6th head, and Upanishads is the 7th head. Agni, fire, is the mouth of Gayatri. Rudra is the Sikha, the chief part. Hagotra, lineage, is Samkhyayana. Vishnu is the heart of Gayatri, and Brahma is the armor of Gayatri. Think of this Maheshwari Gayatri in the middle of the solar orb, meditating on the Gayatri Devi. As above, the devotee should show the following 24 mudras, signs by the fingers, the religious worship, for the satisfaction of the Devi. 1. Sanmukh. 2. Samput. 3. Vitata. 4. Vistrita. 5. Dvimukha. 6. Trimukha. 7. Chaturmukha. 8. Panchamukha. 9. Sanmukha. 10. Adhyamukha. 11. Vyapaka. 12. Anjali. 13. Sakata. 14. Yamapasa. 15 fingers intertwined end to end. 16. Vilamba. 17. Mustika. 18. Matsya. 19. Kurma. 20. Varaha. 21. Simha Kranta. 22. Mahakranta. 23. Mudgara. 24. Palava. Next make japam once only of 100 syllabled Gayatri. Thus 24 syllabled Savitri. Jatave Dase Sunavame Vama, etc. 44 syllabled mantra and the 32 syllabled mantra. Trayambakam Yajamahe, etc. These 3 mantras united make up 100 lettered Gayatri. The full context of the last mantra is this: Om Hom Om Om Hom Om Jhum Saha Triambakam Yajame Sugandham Pashti Varadhanam Urvarakmeva Bandhanam Miricha Muksha Mamritat Bhurbha Swarom Om Swaha Bhurbha Swarom Hom. Next, make japam of Bhurbha Swaha 24 lettered Gayatri with Om. O Narada, the Brahmanas are to perform daily the Sandhyopasana, repeating Gayatri, completely adopting the rules above prescribed, and then he will be able to enjoy completely pleasures, happiness, and bliss. Here ends the 16th chapter of the 11th book on the description of Sandhya Upasana in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Vedvyasa. Om Janti Mangala Kali Patra Kali. Hari Om Tat Sat.